even though sometimes we might feel like I'm not, why should I go there? I mean, I'm not even the one who caused this thing, so I might just as well just sit back and relax and do nothing. But remember, the famine will not last for 1 year. The famine will not last for 2 years, but the famine will last for 3 years. But if you reconcile, it says that in the Bible, as you read further, after he was done reconciling, then the rain came upon the land. Let us just give thanks to the Lord, right? Let us not wait for the big things and say, I'll thank God when I have something big. The fact that you are still alive today, that's something big. That's something to celebrate, right? For you don't even know if you'll be alive tomorrow. Greetings once again and welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back. Now, if you're a new viewer or rather a returning viewer and you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you do not miss when a new video pops up, right? Now, also, guys, keep in mind that you are now available on TikTok at Sena Saved by _Grace, and you can be sure to find us on that platform as well, where you can then get the short messages of the day that can allow you to get through your day, right? Now, also, guys, to my podcasters, keep in mind that you are now available as well on YouTube at Ashley Gerera. Yes, Ashley Gerera, and you can be sure to find us as well on YouTube, right? Now, also, guys, to those that are on YouTube or rather as well on TikTok, you can now find us as well on one platform or even 6 of the platforms that we are now on when it comes to our podcast. Now, we are now available on Anchor, Spotify, as well as on Apple Podcasts. Now, guys, as we've been saying throughout the whole week, guys, that now the podcast is not only available on 3 platforms, but now the podcast is available as well on 6 different platforms. Now, the added platforms that you are now available on is Overcast, Google Podcast, as well as on Amazon Music. So in total, guys, there are now 6 channels that you are now available on. So I'll just name them all from the start, right? Now, the first one, guys, you are now available on Anchor, Spotify, as well as on Apple Podcasts. Now, to add on to that, you are also available on Overcast, Amazon Music, as well as on Google Podcast. Isn't that exciting, guys? I'm excited. God is good. He has allowed these things to happen, and all praise and honor belong to him, right? Now, today for our topic, guys, we are going to be talking about giving thanks to the Lord for all the things that he has done for us in our lives. Do you come to a point whereby you think to yourself, but God, I have nothing to give thanks for? Like, I look at my life, I look at things that are happening in my life. What can I possibly give thanks to you for? And that is what we are going to be talking about today. Remember, our topic says, give thanks to the Lord for all the things that he has done for you in your life. Now, to find out more, tune in. Now, without wasting further time, guys, we are going to be reading from the book of 2 Samuel chapter 22, verse 1 to 4, right? 2 Samuel chapter 22, verse 1 to 4. So if you have a Bible right there or close by, just take it to 2 Samuel chapter 22, verse 1 to 4, and let us read together. Now it reads as follows. And David spoke unto the Lord the words of this song in the day that the Lord had delivered him out of the hand of all his enemies, and out of the hand of Saul. And he said, verse 2, the Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, the God of my rock. Verse 3, in him will I trust. He is my shield and the horn of my salvation, my high tower and my refuge, my Savior, thou savest me from violence. Verse 4, I will call on the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from mine enemies. I will call on the Lord because he is worthy to be praised. For that I will also be saved from my own enemies. And this is what David says, guys. Now, David comes to this point in the Bible, as we've just read in the Bible. David comes to this point where God had delivered him. It says in the Bible, when God had delivered him from the Philistines and even from all his enemies, right? God had delivered him from all that. And also from Saul, the Bible records that from Saul, the Philistines, and all his enemies, when God had delivered him, David comes to a point in his life where he decides to give thanks to the Lord, right? And David starts giving thanks to the Lord. Okay, David starts giving thanks to the Lord for all the things that God had done for him, right? And this is what we are going to be talking about today, guys. Giving thanks to the Lord for all the things that God has done for you, right? Now also, guys, maybe you are also going through a situation where God has delivered you from something, right? Or God has made you to be prosperous in whatever it is of your respective actions or whatever it might be, right? But God has delivered you from that. And today's message says, give thanks to the Lord for all the things he had done. Now, God had delivered David from all the enemies, the Philistines, even Saul himself. And David comes to this point and he says, in this moment, I am not going to ask God for anything. I am not going to ask God for anything, right? But I am going to give thanks to God for all the things that he had done for my life, right? Now, if you also look, there's a philosopher, or rather a guy that says, his name is Neville Goddard, right? And he talks about how gratitude is everything. You know, when you start your day by giving gratitude, and you give gratitude to the Lord for the things that you have. Now, one person might be saying, but I have nothing to give thanks to God for, right? I don't think God has delivered me from anything, right? And you might be thinking, but I have nothing to give thanks to God for, right? Now look at it from this point. When you wake up, thank God for the gift of life. You know, someone set an alarm the night before when you were sleeping, the same time that you set an alarm, and someone was not able to wake up that morning. So give thanks to the Lord, for he gave you the breath of life, right? Also, another thing that you can be thankful to God for, you can be thankful to God for even being able to see, guys. You know that some people were born blind. They've never seen what a tree looks like. They've never even seen what grass looks like, right? They've never even seen what a bird looks like, right? And you were born, ever since you were born, you can see, and you can see with your eyes, and all your eyes work. That is something to give thanks to the Lord for, right? Also, another thing, for you to be able to speak. For you to be able to speak. Some people, ever since they were born, they have not been able to utter a word. So that is something that you can look back on and thank God for, right? When you wake up in the morning, thank him for the breath of life, the gift of life, right? And you might be thinking, someone might be thinking to themselves that, you know what, it is my alarm that woke me up this morning. But if you take your alarm and you take it to the graveside and you put it at 4 o'clock for it to ring at 4, when the alarm hits 4 o'clock, no one is going to wake up at the graveside. So this just shows, guys, that it is not our alarms that wake us up, but it is by the grace of God. And that is something that we should take into ourselves and thank God for, right? And these are small things, right, that we take for granted, and we take it as if, you know, it's just something that you can just take for granted and go on by. But when you look at it from the point that other people have not been able to have these things, that's when we see that, guys, we are truly blessed, right? Or also, someone might be thinking, I have nothing to give thanks for, but some people have a sense of smell. You can smell, guys. Some people were born without the sense of smell, but you can have a sense of smell. And that is something to be grateful to God for, right? Having a sense of smell. For some people don't even know the difference between something that is scary, something, or different smells. Some people don't have that gift, right? But God blessed you with that. So that is also something to give thanks to God for. Also, another thing, guys, for you to be able to reason. Some people cannot even reason, guys. Some people cannot reason. And that is something that you can give thanks to God for. So every time when you wake up in the morning, look unto God, look at your life, look at the things that you have. You have hands, your feet, whatever it is that you have. Look at it from that point and thank God for all the things that He has done for you. Thank God for the things that you can see, for the hands, for the eyesight, for the mouth that you can use to speak, for even hearing, guys, for the gift of hearing. We know some people, they have to wear hearing aids for them to be able to hear a word. But you, ever since you were born, in some instances, some people, ever since they were born, they have not even had to wear hearing aids for them to hear. And that is something to thank God for. So let us thank God for all the things that He has done for our lives, right? Let us give thanks to God for all the things that He has done for our lives. For even David says that, for He is worthy to be praised. He is worthy to be praised, guys, for all the things that He does for us in our lives. In closing, guys, let us give thanks for the small things that we have. Let us also give thanks for the big things that we have. For in being grateful for the small, then comes the big things. And let us keep this in mind as we go on about our lives. Let us just give thanks to the Lord, right? Let us not wait for the big things and say, I'll thank God when I have something big. The fact that you are still alive today, that's something big. That's something to celebrate, right? For you don't even know if you'll be alive tomorrow. So the fact that you're alive today, guys, that's something to be grateful for, and to thank God for giving you yet another opportunity to walk around, to see the earth, to be on the earth, right? And that is something that we should be grateful for. So guys, let us keep in mind to always be grateful for everything that the Lord has done for us in our lives. Let us not just go to God with requests. We go to Him with requests. We never go there with thanksgiving. But also, guys, let us also go to Him and thank Him for the big and the small that He has done for us in our lives. May God bless you. And ask yourself, what kind of a person am I that I keep meeting such people, right? Ask yourself that question. What kind of a person am I? And look within. Maybe there's things that you need to resolve yourself, right? So that you can then meet the right people in life as well.